another thing that I wanted to bring up this evening was there was a lot of rumors about this potential crime spree that happened in this area in and around Moscow. And let me just open up the screen a little bit more. I'm going to shrink down a little bit so I can widen the article. So it was an article that was put out on November 25th, and it talks about Sandra Ladd and these three unsolved murders with an eerie similarities to the Ohio killings that emerged amid this investigation. So there were two people that were murdered. You had Sandra Ladd and Travis, and that was killed within about a year of each other, and they were eerie similar to the Ohio murders. And I'm going to pull up a map here in a minute. I actually did some mapping out before I went live today. But let me just read a little bit of this article for you guys. So it says Moscow, Idaho, a third fatal stabbing that had uncanny similarities to the unsolved killings of the four university students had surfaced as investigators continue to hunt for the killer suspect in the quadruple murder. At a news conference on Wednesday, November 23rd, journalists questioned Moscow police about a potential link between the student killing and the murder of Travis, during which his wife, Amelia, was critically injured in Oregon. According to authorities on August 13, 2021, at about 3 a.m., very ironic that it was about the same time as the Ohio 4, a burglar attacked the couple as they slept in their home. Travis resisted, but he eventually died from his wounds. His wife, now 26, managed to survive despite being stabbed 19 times. We're looking at every avenue. And we have other agencies reaching out to us with other cases, stuff that are going on and following up. Moscow Police Chief James Fry said during a press conference, he said his office knew about the case and was looking into an alleged similarity, but no official connection has been made between the two cases. And then there was a third attack in 2020 that is very similar to these as well. The Ohio Tribune reported that a third attack had a similar profile. According to Oregon Crime Stoppers, Sandra Ladd, 71, was discovered dead in her Washington home on June 14, 2020. The medical examiner discovered many stab wounds in her torso, leading the police to declare her death a homicide at the time. The two incidents took place. They were only 70 miles apart and 14 months in between. The location is about a 5-hour trip from Moscow, Idaho. This is extremely interesting. And then it says on November, obviously we know this crime, November 13th, between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. So it's like all of these coincidences, and they could just be a coincidence. But knowing all that, what I did was, and let me pull this map up really quick. This is going to work. Okay. So we have a map. We have our map here. You have Sandra and this is where she was here in Washington on 6/20, murdered. You have Travis in Oregon on 8/21. Bryan was staying here. Now, I don't know what his length of time that he was there, but I would say, obviously, if he's doing teaching semesters at the school in Washington, he would be still in that area within, a year, 14 months, a year and a half. And then you have the Moscow murders here on 11/22. So it's interesting. I'm going to be very curious if he's linked to any of that. Did any of his DNA come through? Was any of his DNA found on this? And again, it's still open to debate that he could be potentially involved in one of these crimes as well. So remains to be seen. I know something that I'm going to continue to research and look up on, but it does throw up some kind of red flags, knowing how close this all is. I mean, it's probably all within a 5 or 6 hour drive of the connection where all of this is.